Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video, and this is in regards to the incident at Bamber Bridge. We're going to be checking this together. Let's check it out. Stories of courage, patriotism, and sacrifice.
Hi, I'm Mitch Mackey, president of Go for Broke National Education Center. We tell the story of the Japanese American soldiers of World War II, of their courage, patriotism, and sacrifice as they upheld America's promise. The promise that in our nation, no one is to be judged by the color of their skin, the nation of their origin, or the God whom they choose to worship. As we all know, our nation is currently struggling with a crisis of conscience. Despite the promise of America, not all individuals in our nation have been embraced by the American value of equality. In recognition and support of the Black community, Go for Broke National Education Center will be sharing stories of Black American soldiers during World War II, of their courage, of their patriotism, and of their sacrifice. They upheld America's promise, and in doing so, provide us today with a moral sense of direction. During World War II, Black American servicemen stationed in England were generally welcomed by their British hosts in ways that were completely opposite of the Jim Crow segregationist practices back in America. Black GIs would drink and socialize in mixed company in British pubs, where they were not only allowed to enter, but were warmly welcomed by the locals. Black soldiers saw around them a very different reality from that which they faced at home, a non-segregated society where they were welcomed as fellow fighters against fascism rather than second-class soldiers.
Imagine the difference, environment, mindset. And when I talk about this, I always say when in regards to racism, discrimination is a mindset thing. Imagine these Black soldiers or these American soldiers who happen to be Black, how they were treated in America, and they were treated differently in Britain, in England rather. What changed? Mindset. What's the difference? Mindset. And that is it. But lots of people always want to group and be like, oh, everybody is racist, everybody have racist thoughts, or everybody would be thinking alike just because you look like somebody, or just because somebody did something to you. So obviously everybody who is from there is going to be thinking alike. But no, it so happened that they got a different experience in England, very different from what they are used to in America. What's the difference? What's the difference? Yeah, environment's true, but mindsets.
The U.S. Army authorities, however, did not condone this equal treatment.
Imagine the U.S. Army authorities, however, did not condone this equal treatment. They never saw the Black soldiers, Black American soldiers, as equal. It is one over the other. Discrimination. One over the other. Jealousy can also come into play, maybe. Who knows? But rather, they were treated as equals in a different, completely different place, completely different environment. They were seen as equal. There was no restriction. Nothing like, oh, you look like this, or nothing like, oh, you are different, or nothing like, oh, you're an American. You are a human being. That was the difference.
1943. The 1511th Quartermaster Truck Regiment, a segregated Black unit, was stationed outside the town of Bamber Bridge. U.S. military authorities demanded that the town's pubs impose racial restrictions.
But why?
The 3 village pubs responded with signs that read, "Black troops only." On the evening of June 24th, black troops and white locals were enjoying themselves at the old Hob Inn. At closing time, white military police arrived and tried to arrest Private Eugene Nunn, a black American soldier, for not wearing the proper uniform. But they were faced with white British soldiers, both male and female, who sided with Nunn and his fellow soldiers.
Just imagine. Discrimination 1, jealousy. And this is the thing. Lots of people want to deny the fact that discrimination comes to play or plays a huge role in this. Jealousy plays a huge role in this as well, because obviously seeing that, oh, they are welcomed in another place or they are more welcomed here. So obviously they don't like that. They want what they do at home be done in the exact same place or in somewhere else, in someone else's town, and say, no, this is how they are treated back home, so we have to give them the exact same treatment. No sense of equality. No way you're going to see them as your equal. They are beneath you. But no, rather, the British soldiers did not see color, did not see hierarchy, saw them as human beings, defended them. They could have as well said, oh no, these are American soldiers, we're going to leave them. So American soldiers and the American US army do whatever they want to do with their people. I mean, they are their people. The British soldiers could have said they have no business with those American soldiers, those black American soldiers, but they defended them with their defense. Because it's about time someone stand up to these people. And since these people could not, they decided to. What changed? Mindset. What's the difference? Mindset, environment.
The incident escalated into a fist fight, and the military police were beaten back. Later, the MPs returned with reinforcements, and a battle developed in the street. Shots were fired, and Private William Crossland, one of the black soldiers, died with a bullet in his back.
Oh no.
4 other injuries to black American soldiers occurred in a 5-hour confrontation, which ended at the Adams Hall Army Camp.
Oh, no.
The events of that night led to the death of 1 black soldier,
which was completely unnecessary, which could have been avoided.
significant injuries to several others, and the convictions of 27 black American soldiers, which would later be commuted or overturned.
And when you look at this, it boils down to, or it brings us back to what we said earlier: discrimination, jealousy. Huge part in this. Let me know what you think.
The events in Bamber Bridge highlighted the vexing paradox of race relations and prejudice at the time. Despite the open armed welcome from British citizens, the U.S. Army uniform provided no protection from the racist attitudes embodied by the U.S. Army authorities. After their service, black soldiers returned stateside with little tolerance for the pervasive and prejudiced Jim Crow laws. But they soon discovered once again that their service provided no protection from the discrimination and racial violence that still permeated America. The harsh reality was that some black veterans were to be lynched, a harrowing image of suppression and racial intolerance. The struggle for equality and social justice continues on today. We at Go for Broke National Education Center honor these Black American soldiers of World War II who served and sacrificed for our nation. And we continue our commitment to ensuring America's promise.
Indeed, which all of this could have been avoided. But no. The other group of people wanted to use their power to subdue over others because they've got the power over them. Now imagine what changed. And first of all, let's just say thank you to the soldiers for their service, because this and specifically to the Black American soldiers and also to the British soldiers, because this could have been avoided. Or why wasn't it avoided? Why wasn't it prevented? Jealousy. Oh no, you're not supposed to be seen as equal. People are supposed to see you and judge you based on your skin color, and this is exactly what we see today. There are some group of people that will look at people and treat them with respect, treat them as equals. But there are some people that would see skin color, that would see a different side and say, oh, because one person was mean or terrible to me, so we're going to group everybody. It is a mindset thing. And we're not going to stop if we don't start checking here. And I know there are many ways to kill racism, if we're going to be honest. Start with America. If America wants to kill racism for good, we need to stop the hyphen. The hyphen is completely unnecessary. And I get it, and I understand lots of people are going to be offended by this. But look at it. There is no point having Black America, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, whatever, you name it. There is no point. How about just Americans or American? Because with Britain, we don't hear British, African British, or Black British, or Indian British, or Asian British, or just British. What is the difference? Mindset. And if we're going to be honest, racism is a mindset thing. It's not a group of people. It's an individual thing. Yeah, some group of people could sit somewhere and maybe plan or come up with something, because somebody somewhere is feeding into their ear. And thank you, soldiers, for your service. And thank I also want to know if the Bamber Bridge, I mean the inn, if it still exists, because I mean that's some historical event right there. And if it does, by God's grace, one day I will take a visit to pay a visit there, because I mean that's some history. And I love history. And this is the thing, lots of people don't even talk about some particular side of history, because obviously some people say the side that benefits them or tells the side that is more beneficial for their narrative. Let me know what you think. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love you to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until